A bookstore, an online bookstore. That's how Amazon started in 1997. Jeff Bezos and his team dug into the data. What they discovered: teams were spending 70% of their time building basic infrastructure. It's the system Jeff Bezos built to make innovation inevitable, not accidental. Most companies celebrate innovation like it's lightning striking. They have a winner, throw a party, and hope it happens again. Amazon did something different. Jeff Bezos looked at the problem and asked, how do we make innovation repeatable? He didn't just celebrate the wins, AWS, Prime, Kindle, Amazon Go. He obsessively studied how those wins happened. And then he built mechanisms to make those conditions happen again and again and again. Think of it like this. A coach can't control whether their player makes a shot, but they can control practice routines, conditioning, team dynamics, and decision-making frameworks. Jeff Bezos did the same thing for Amazon. The three pillars of Amazon's innovation system: organizational structure, decision-making process, and cultural commitments. Organizational structure includes 2 pizza teams and single-threaded leadership. Decision-making process involves working backwards and disagree and commit. Cultural commitments encompass customer obsession, failure tolerance, and long-term thinking. Together, these 3 pillars didn't just enable innovation, they made it impossible not to innovate. Part 2. Pillar 1. Organizational structure. How small teams beat bureaucracy. The 2 pizza team rule. In the early 2000s, Amazon was growing explosively. Sounds good, right? Here's the problem. They were hiring more people, yet projects were moving slower. Something was broken. Jeff Bezos and his team dug into the data. What they discovered: teams were spending 70% of their time building basic infrastructure. This included databases, servers, storage systems, instead of building actual products that customers wanted. Moreover, when teams got large, something else happened. Meetings got longer. Communication got messier. Decision-making became a committee exercise. Velocity cratered. The solution: the 2 pizza rule. No team should be so large that it can't be fed with 2 pizzas. That's roughly 6 to 10 people, not the typical 20 to 30 person team at most companies. Why does this work? Let's break down the math. A 5-person team. You have roughly 10 possible communication paths between people. A 10-person team. You jump to 45 communication paths. A 20-person team. You explode to 190 communication paths. More communication doesn't mean better communication. It means more meetings, more misalignment, more politics. The research backs it up. Gallup's State of the American Workplace study showed organizations with fewer than 10 employees scored engagement levels of 42% or higher. Meanwhile, the average engagement for larger organizations? Below 30%. But here's the critical insight. It's not just about size. Size alone doesn't guarantee speed. Single-threaded leadership, the missing piece. Real example, how AWS was built. In 2003, Amazon had solved the small team problem, but they had a new problem. What happens when a small team is distracted by multiple priorities? One team at Amazon was working on building internal infrastructure for a project called Merchant.com. This was a system to help retailers like Target sell online using Amazon's platform. But this same team was also handling other projects. They were stretched thin. That's when Andy Jassy introduced what would become Amazon's breakthrough organizational model: single-threaded leadership. The idea: one leader owns one initiative completely. No side projects. No competing priorities. No, let me check with 3 other teams moments. When you assign a single-threaded leader to an initiative, they own it end-to-end. They have authority to make decisions without committees. Hold complete accountability for outcomes. No one else gets credit if it succeeds. They can't blame others if it fails. Dave Limp, Amazon's senior vice president of devices, once said, "The biggest predictor of a team's success wasn't whether it was small, but whether it had a leader with the appropriate skills, authority, and experience to staff and manage a team whose sole focus was to get the job done." The best way to fail at inventing something is by making it somebody's part-time job. How this unlocked AWS. The team building the internal infrastructure system kept that focus. No distractions, no competing priorities. They could specialize, go deep, and iterate rapidly. They built APIs. They untangled the spaghetti code that was slowing Amazon down. Then, in 2003, At an executive offsite at Bezos' house, leadership had a realization. We've become good at building reliable, scalable, cost-effective data centers. We've become experts in compute, storage, and databases. What if we offered these as services to the outside world? That insight, combined with single-threaded leadership, became AWS. Today, AWS generates over $80 billion in annual revenue and is responsible for roughly 60% of Amazon's operating profit. The organizational advantage. When you combine two pizza teams plus single-threaded leadership, something powerful happens. Speed increases exponentially. Accountability becomes crystal clear. Learning gets embedded. Autonomy enables risk-taking. One team could fail, but 10 teams of 8 people with single-threaded leaders could run parallel experiments simultaneously. If 9 fail and 1 succeeds, that's a win.